Need to get started in Trello? Trello Fundamentals has everything you need to get up and running in Trello. All in about 90 minutes. It's self-paced and 100% free. Complete the training in one sitting or spread it out over a few short sessions. Trello helps teams collaborate, manage projects, and move work forward. In this training program, you'll learn about core Trello features like cards, boards, and lists. You'll learn how to create workflows and track progress, and how to improve your productivity with tips, best practices, and automation. Most importantly, you'll learn how Trello can help you be even better at your job. Complete the training and earn an official Atlassian University badge. Add the badge to your resume. Share it with your network. Use it to showcase your new skills and grow your career. Enroll for free in Trello Fundamentals and start building your skills today.
Welcome. Welcome. Trello is your go-to tool for planning, managing, and celebrating your work with your team. If Trello is completely new to you, that's okay. Today, you'll start with some basics. Soon you'll see how easy it is to use. This course will inspire you to collaborate with your team using visual workflows and tasks. Remember to focus on the fundamentals and you'll be amazed at what you can do. After this course, you'll be able to start using Trello to organize and manage your work. Identify key features like cards, boards, and lists. Tips for learning success. Just focus on the basics. No need to be an expert yet. Learn the terms first. Important terms will be highlighted like this. Your Trello may look different. That's okay. The concepts and terms are still the same. Don't worry about messing up. You're here to practice. You can always fix mistakes. Follow along in your Trello. Open your Trello and practice side by side with the course. Now that you're settled in, let's start with an overview of Trello. Trello helps teams move work forward. Trello is a visual collaboration tool to organize projects in a fun, flexible, and rewarding way. You can think of Trello as a digital to-do list for you and your team. It helps everyone track their work so they deliver on time. What can Trello do? Trello can be used for any type of project, from a business strategy to a birthday party. In Trello you can assign tasks, hand off work, and gather feedback, view timelines, dates, and stats, automate repetitive tasks, integrate other work tools like Confluence and Slack. Who uses Trello? Over 1 million plus teams use Trello worldwide. Big and small, these teams come from any industry and work on projects of every size. Take a look at some examples of different teams using Trello. Employee onboarding. Envision offers a digital product design platform used by organizations like Amazon, Airden, and Netflix, so their new employees need to be quickly brought up to speed. As a 100% remote team with no headquarters or offices, Envision needs an effective onboarding process for new remote hires. They manage their onboarding process in Trello, capturing everything from tool setup to personalized emails. This means Envision know the status of multiple individuals and can identify any bottlenecks that may occur. Animal adoption. The Best Friends Animal Society is a network of animal shelters in the USA. They use Trello to identify the animals at each shelter and then allocate that animal to a different shelter. They are able to move each animal's details from one shelter to another when that shelter has people ready to adopt the animal. It's a clear way for everyone to see what animals are available and where they are. This makes the whole process more efficient and saving countless animals' lives. Practicing law. As a firm focusing on personal injury and workers' compensation, Palace Law were looking for a way to deliver better service to more people more efficiently. They realized the best way to achieve this was to create and implement a digital system to replace the paper-based approach of most law firms. To do this, they digitize all of their paperwork onto a cloud-based practice management system which is integrated with Trello. Now they can view all of their cases in one place, identify where each case is in the process, and easily click through to view any documents. Imagine how much time they save by leaving their old system behind, where stacks of physical documents were shifted around with handwritten progress notes and replacing it with a completely digital approach. Feeling good? Next, let's take a look at the building blocks of Trello. How does Trello work? There are 3 core components or building blocks in Trello: boards, lists, and cards. These building blocks help you manage your work, show your progress, and collaborate with your team. Here's what boards, lists, and cards look like in Trello. What's a board? A board groups information. Most often, boards are named after a large project or a team. They are shared by everyone on the project or team, keeping all work together in one place. Think about the examples from the prior lesson. 3 teams used the tool for different purposes. These teams used Trello boards too. Take new starters through an onboarding workflow, relocate animals across shelters. Identify the status of legal cases. Here's a look at a board called Awesome Project Management. Notice you can switch to different boards by using the board menu near the top left. What's a list? Lists help organize tasks or pieces of information. Lists are created within a board. They are used to organize information, like ideas for social media posts, or a list could be a step in a workflow, such as not started, in progress, complete. There's no limit to the number of lists you can add to a board, and they can be arranged and titled however you like. Here's a look at 3 lists all sitting within a board. Wait, what's a workflow? A workflow is the order that work is completed. For example, a 3-step workflow would be step 1, then step 2, then finally step 3. You'll see workflows mentioned often throughout this course. What's a card? Cards are the smallest unit, representing tasks and ideas. Cards are created within lists. A card can represent a task that needs to get done, like a blog post to be written. Or it can be something that needs to be remembered, like company vacation policies. Cards can be customized to hold a wide variety of useful information. Each card is placed in a list to show where it is. You then drag and drop cards to move them to different lists. Simply click a card to open it. You can add as many cards to a list and board as you need. Here's a look at a few cards, all sitting within different lists. Onward! You're off to a great start. Next up, we'll explore working in Trello. Exit the lesson to record your progress. It's time to create your first board. All it takes are a few simple steps to create a board and get started with your project. Don't forget to open your Trello and practice side by side with the course. First, access the workspace. A workspace is the place where all your boards are kept. Workspaces are often shared with others in your team or organization. You may be able to see their boards too, depending on the board settings. From the workspace, you can access any of your existing boards or create a new one. Create your first board. From the workspace, select Create New Board. You can also select the Create or Plus button in the Trello header and then select Create Board. Name the board to represent what you are working on. Customize your board. When you create a board, you can customize its look and feel. You can change the basic colors of the board, lists, and cards. Choose an image for your board's background by adding your own image or choosing a picture from Unsplash's library of photos. You can change these details at any time from the board menu. More on this below. The board menu. In the top right corner of the board is the Show Menu button. This opens the board menu, the mission control center for your board. From here you can manage members' board permissions control settings, change the board's appearance, enable power-ups, create automations. See all of the activity that has taken place on a board in the activity feed. We'll explore everything the menu has to offer in later lessons. Here's how you access the board menu. Ready to try it yourself? Open up Trello and follow the steps below. 1. Create New Board. Select Create New Board. You can also select the Create or Plus button in the Trello header and then select Create Board. 2. Name your board, choose a name for your board and type it into the board title box. 3. Create. Finally, select the Create button. There is your new board. With your newly created board, it's time to add lists. Start managing your work with lists and cards. Remember, lists keep cards organized on the board. Lists can be used to create a workflow where cards are moved along each step of a process. Or they can be used as a place to keep track of ideas and information. If you already have a defined workflow in mind, you can create lists to represent it. For example, you can create a new list for to do, doing, and done. Alternatively, Trello offers a variety of templates to use as a starting point. To access templates, select the Start with a Template option when you create a board. To add a new list, scroll to the right of your board and select Add another list. Use cards to manage tasks. Once your lists are set, it's time to add cards for the tasks that need to be completed. To add a card, select Add a card at the bottom of any list. Try to keep your card titles short to make it easier to see the purpose of each card on the board. Click a card to open it and see its details. There are 3 important sections on the back of a card. Click the number icons to explore the important sections of a card back. Descriptions. This is where you add a description of the task that needs to be completed or the piece of key information. Add specific information such as links to websites or step-by-step instructions. To add details to your card, select Edit. You can even format your text with Markdown. Add to card. The Add to Card section provides you with more tools. Add members to cards to assign people to tasks or loop them in on information. Add checklists to cards that require subtasks or have multiple steps. Add dates to cards to track deadlines. Add attachments from your computer or cloud storage services. Make your board extra organized and visual by adding a cover or color to your card. Comments and activity. Comments can be added to cards to communicate and collaborate with team members. Mention a member of your board or team, and they will receive a notification. Markdown. Add to card. The Add to Card section provides you with more tools. Or the piece of key information. Add specific information such as links to websites or step-by-step instructions. To add details to your card, select Edit. You can even format your text with Markdown. Add to card. The Add to Card section provides you with more tools. Add members to cards to assign people to tasks or loop them in on information. Add checklists to cards that require subtasks or have multiple steps. Add dates to cards to track deadlines. Add attachments from your computer or cloud storage services. Make your board extra organized and visual by adding a cover or color to your card. Comments and activity. Comments can be added to cards to communicate and collaborate with team members. Mention a member of your board or team, and they will receive a notification. The activity feed is a timeline of all of the comments and actions on a card. Onward. You're making great progress. Next up, you'll get a chance to try it yourself. Exit the lesson to record your progress. Ready to dig deeper into Trello? You're in the right place. Welcome! In the previous course, you learned how boards, lists, and cards come together to help you manage your work. Now we'll explore how to add details to cards and collaborate with your team. Trello has a lot of features, but you don't need to know them all. Just focus on the ones that work best for you and your team. After this course, you'll be able to add detail to your cards to help you work more effectively. Collaborate with teammates in Trello. Tips for learning success. Just focus on the basics. No need to be an expert yet. Learn the terms first. Important terms will be highlighted like this. Your Trello may look different. That's okay. The concepts and terms are still the same. Don't worry about messing up. You're here to practice. You can always fix mistakes. Follow along in your Trello. Open your Trello and practice side by side with the course. Now that you're settled in, let's recap what you've learned so far. Take a minute to refresh your memory of boards, lists, and cards. Remember, Trello is a visual collaboration tool to help you organize your work. In the prior course, you were introduced to the 3 building blocks of Trello: boards, lists, and cards. Take a look at this recap of each building block. Boards. A board groups information. Usually you will have one board for each large project, team, or workflow. But it's entirely up to you. Whatever works best for you and your team. Lists. Lists help organize tasks or pieces of information. A list could represent a collection of ideas and information, like ideas for a social media post. Or it could be a step in a workflow, such as not started, in progress, complete. Cards. Cards are the smallest unit, representing tasks and ideas. The smallest but most detailed part of a board is a card. A card can be something that needs to get done, like writing a blog post. Or it can be something that needs to be remembered, like company vacation policies. How the building blocks work together. You can use Trello in many different ways. Here's one look at how the building blocks come together. Start by creating a new board. Add a list for each step in your workflow. Create cards to add to your lists. Update each card to hold the information you need. Move cards between lists when needed. Now let's take a deeper look at the details you can add to a card. Card details give context and more information. To give your cards more context, you can add details to the card back. Details are a way to share information so anybody who views the card can see what's going on. The details you can add are card covers, labels, dates, checklists, attachments, activity. In this lesson, you'll explore each of the card details in more depth. To open a card's details, click any card on the board. You can judge a card by its cover. Card covers help convey information quickly. Like the cover of a book, card covers appear on the outside of a card. They help categorize different types of tasks and add visual interest to your Trello board. You can use colors or images as covers. Notice the images used as card covers in the examples below. How to add a card cover. To add a cover, click a card to open it. On the right menu, select Cover. Then choose your preferences, such as size, color, and photos. Here are the options within the cover menu. Size. This lets you select the size of the cover. The option on the left will give you a small strip of color/image along the top of the card. The option on the right will have the color/image behind the whole card with the text on top. Colors. Select one of the colors to add it to your cover. Upload a cover image. Use this to upload your own image. You can also drag an image from your computer onto the card. Photos from Unsplash. You can select a photo from Unsplash. Choose an image from the grid or search for photos from their library. Adding labels to your cards. Labels give a pop of color to categorize cards. Labels appear on card covers as a colored dash. They give information about that card at a glance. Common labels you can use are On Track, Priority, Not Started, and I Have Questions. Selecting the card shows the label text. Here's what labels look like on each card. How to add a label. To add a label, click a card to open it. On the right menu, select Labels. Select a pre-made label or customize your own. You can add or change the label text by selecting the pen icon on the right. You can also select a colorblind-friendly mode, which adds a unique design to each label. To remove a label, select it, then untick the colored box. Here's where you can find the Labels option in the menu. Tracking tasks with checklists. Checklists help you track what work's been done. A card will often represent a big task made up of smaller tasks. Instead of adding a card for each small task, you can add a checklist to the card. This way, each small task can be ticked off as they are completed. How to add a checklist. To add a checklist, click a card to open it. On the right menu, select Checklist. Give your checklist a title and select Add from here. You can start adding your small tasks. Type your item and select Add. You can also mention your team members in checklists. Premium users can assign the item to another user and add a due date. When a task is complete, simply select the checkbox to cross it off your list. You can choose to hide checked items by selecting the Hide Checked Items button. Setting a due date. Keep your work on schedule with due dates. You can add dates to each Trello card to show when the work is due. You can schedule a reminder for the due date by selecting a time from the drop-down menu. This reminder will be sent to all members and watchers of that card. You can also set a start date, by selecting the Start Date checkbox and selecting a date. Once you are happy with your start date, due date, and any reminders, select Save. Adding attachments. Keep important attachments and links in one place. You can attach documents to cards by selecting the Attachments option in the side menu. Here you'll have options to attach files from your computer, Trello, Google Drive, Dropbox, Box, or OneDrive. Selecting any of these will add the attachment to the card. Note that you may need to sign into your account for these services and give permissions for Trello to access the file. You can also add links by pasting the URL into the text box. When you are happy with the attachment, select Attach. Anyone looking at the card will be able to access the attachment or link. They will also be able to add comments or remove the attachment. When you complete a task, what should you do? Let everyone know that the task is complete. In Trello, there are several ways to mark a task as done. Choose the method that works best for you, your team, and your project. Here are some ways to show your task is complete. Create a list for completed items. Create a done list and move cards to it. Having all completed items in one place makes it easy to see what's done. You may want to create a new done list for each week for stand-ups and retrospectives. Tick the due date box. If you add due dates to cards, mark them done by selecting the checkbox on the back of the card. The badge will go from angry red to soothing green. Use a label. Create a label to signify done, party pink perhaps, and apply the label to completed cards. Archive cards. You can archive completed items to keep the board neat and tidy with only the cards you're using on show. Add a sticker. Drag and drop a sticker to a card when you want to share your success. Use a power-up. Make a done checkbox with the custom fields power-ups. There will be more about power-ups in a later lesson. Bringing all card details together. You just learned about the different details you can add to a card. Now let's see what they all look like together. Here's an example of how all card details can come together on Trello. Ready to try it yourself? Open up Trello and follow the steps below. 1. Select a card. In one of your boards, select a card to reveal the card back. 2. Select labels. Select labels from the Add To list. 3. Add label. Finally, select one of the labels. There it is, you've added a label. Onward, you're making great progress. Next up, we'll explore working in Trello. Exit the lesson to record your progress. Trello makes teamwork simple and seamless. Setting board visibility. By default, anyone with access to a workspace can see new boards. You may want to change the board visibility. That way, you can set a board to private to keep it to yourself or public to share it with the world. When you create a new board, you can change its visibility from the start. For existing boards, select the Workspace Visible button near the top center of your screen. Then you can change the visibility settings to fit your needs. Here are the different settings to control visibility. Visibility button. The text in the button will tell you what the current visibility status is. Select the button to change the visibility. There are 4 options to choose from: private, workspace, organization, and public. Private. Only members of the board can view it. When you create a board and choose this, you will be the only person who can see it until you invite more members. Use this setting for boards you want to keep to yourself or to manage one-to-ones with colleagues. Workspace. Anyone who has access to the workspace can access the board. This means every member of the workspace can collaborate easily. Use this setting for boards used by large teams or organizations. Organization. This option is only available for enterprise workspace boards. It means the board is open to anyone within your organization. Use it if company-wide access is needed. Public. Anyone can access the board. It will even show up in search engines. Only board members can edit it, but anyone can view it. Inviting members to Trello. People with access to boards and workspaces in Trello are known as members. Inviting new members is simple. There are 2 types of invites in Trello. A workspace invite allows new members to view and edit any of the boards in a workspace. Use this for teammates you'll be working with across several projects. A board invite allows the new member to view and edit one specific board. Use this for teammates you work with on an individual board. Sending workspace invites. To invite someone to a workspace. Start on your workspace homepage. Select the Members tab. Select Invite Workspace Members. Enter their email and send the invite. Here's how to invite a new member to a workspace. Sending board invites. To invite someone to a board, start by opening the desired board. Near the top of the board, select the Invite button, enter their email, and send the invite. Here's how to invite a new member to a board. Receiving and accepting invites. When you invite someone to a workspace or a board, they'll receive an email with a link. When they select the link, they'll be asked to sign up for a free Trello account or log into an existing account. Once they complete this task, they will have access to your Trello workspace or board. They will need to select your workspace from the Guest Workspaces section, even if you only invited them to a single board. Here's what the invite email may look like. Here's something valuable to know. You can also send Trello invites with a link. Select the Invite button, then Create Link. Anyone you share this link with will be able to access your workspace or board. Admin permissions. Give a member admin permission to allow them to add or remove other members. Do this by selecting their initials at the top of the board and selecting the admin permission title. Any board member can edit or move cards and be assigned tasks. Find how members can interact with cards below. Add a member to a card. Add members to specific cards that are relevant to them. They'll receive a notification on Trello for any edits, additions, or movements. Checklists. Premium members can assign tasks to board members from checklists. Only that member can mark the task off as complete. This allows you to track an individual member's tasks, for example, a task requiring that members sign off. @Mention. @Mention members in the activity notes and comments. This will send them a notification that there is something to look at in that card. Ready to try it yourself? Open up Trello and follow the steps below. 1. Select a card. In one of your boards, select a card to reveal the card back. 2. Open Members box. Select members from the Add To list. 3. Add member. Finally, select any member from the list. There, you've added a member to the card. Now that you've set board visibility and invited members, let's look at workflow. Fresh templates for any workflow you wish. Trello helps manage your work, but you need to create all new workflows. The tool is meant to fit with your existing workflows to help you get work done the way you want. You can recreate your existing workflows by building lists. Or you can look for a template to match your ideal workflow. Find the right template. To see all the templates available to you, select Templates in the top navigation bar. Choose a top template or explore more templates from the community. Here's how you can access Trello templates. Other Trello users have created hundreds of templates you can use. Go to Trello.com/templates to explore the full library. Here are a few example templates from the Community Project Management template. Use this template to organize information, track statuses, and reduce bottlenecks. Find the template here. Client Workflow Management template. Use this template to create simple and easy-to-use workflows when managing client engagement. Access this template here. Agile Board template. Use this simple visual template to manage projects using an Agile or Scrum methodology. Find the template here. Learn more about Agile and Scrum here. Onward! You're making great progress. Next up, you'll get a chance to try it yourself. Exit the lesson to record your progress. optimize your Trello experience with expert tips and strategies. Welcome to Trello Best Practices. If you landed here, you're ready to upgrade your Trello skills. Today, you'll learn how to get the most out of Trello. You'll discover how to incorporate Trello into your daily routine, along with custom settings, features, and views to improve your Trello experience. After completing this course, you'll have tons of valuable tips and strategies to share with your team. Ready to improve your skills? Let's get going. After this course, you'll be able to build a daily habit of managing your work in Trello. Use best practices to improve your productivity in Trello. Track progress by watching cards, lists, and boards. Start using advanced Trello features. Tips for learning success. Try these best practices in real life. Read first, then apply them on your own. Your Trello may look different. That's okay. The concepts and terms are still the same. Don't worry about messing up. You're here to practice. You can always fix mistakes. Follow along in your Trello. Open your Trello and practice side by side with the course. Let's start with the ultimate best practice, making Trello a daily habit. Make Trello part of your daily routine. What's the biggest difference between pro and novice Trello users? You guessed it, how often they use the tool. Novice users aren't consistent. They rarely check Trello. They don't keep tasks up to date. This inconsistency creates confusion and frustration among teammates. Pro users make Trello part of their daily routine. They have a habit of checking and updating Trello continuously each day. These pros realize using Trello consistently helps them be better at their jobs, more productive, more organized, more collaborative, a higher performing teammate overall. You too can build a daily Trello habit and become a productivity pro. Add Trello to your daily routine and you'll quickly see the benefits. Why make Trello a daily habit? Building Trello into your routine will benefit you and your team. Here's how. It'll keep you organized. Updating Trello every day helps you see what you've done and what you have left to do. No more long to-do lists. Every task is documented to help you move work forward. It'll keep your team updated. Keeping Trello up to date means your team spends less time writing emails and more time getting things done. When every card is updated and used to communicate, everyone on your team stays on the same page. It'll help you collaborate, assign tasks, share ideas, and communicate priorities with teammates and clients. Add links, documents, and notes. All ways to collaborate and work together productively. How to build your daily Trello habit. 1. Keep Trello open, always. Make Trello easy for you to access. No need to log in and out. Stay logged in and keep the tab open in your browser always. Try creating a color-coded tab group called My Trello Boards. If you have many tabs open, the color code and label help you find your Trello boards quickly. Another option is to keep an entire browser window open dedicated only to your Trello projects. In Google Chrome, you can create a color-coded tab group for your Trello boards. 2. Start your workday with Trello. For many humans, the most consistent routines are at the start of the workday. Many of us check email or browse our calendars. This is a perfect opportunity to bring Trello into the mix. Try adding Trello to the current stack of your workday activities. After browsing your calendar, open Trello. After a few weeks of checking Trello at the start of the workday, you'll be more focused and organized than ever before. Three. Commit to a 30-day Trello streak. A habit streak is when you complete a task continuously over a long period. It's a powerful tactic to make any new behavior stick. Habit streaks help you focus on repeating a behavior day in and day out, quickly making it part of your permanent routine. Try challenging yourself to use Trello for 30 days straight. Each day it'll take just a few minutes of your time. After 30 days, you'll have built a healthy habit that's part of your routine. Keep yourself accountable by adding events to your calendar. For example, try setting 15-min calendar events that repeat daily to remind you to check Trello and update cards. You can track your Trello habit streak with a habit tracking smartphone app or in your calendar. 4. Make Trello work for you. You'll use Trello more often if it fits the way you work. Trello has many customizable features you can use to your advantage. You can use keyboard shortcuts, power-ups, automations, and many more features to make Trello work best for you. Continue in this course to learn how to use these features in Trello. Your new Trello habit is forming already. Next, see some tips on how to boost your productivity. Use Trello's features to help you be more productive. Trello has many features to help you be more productive. In this lesson, you'll learn about keyboard shortcuts, sorting lists, dragging, dropping, and pasting attachments, copying boards, lists, cards, and checklists, searching, keyboard shortcuts. So far, all the actions we've looked at are carried out using your mouse. But Trello lets you speed things up by using keyboard shortcuts too. There are a lot of shortcuts to remember. The most important shortcut is to press the question mark key on a board. This will show you the full list of keyboard shortcuts. You can also find an infographic of all keyboard shortcuts here. Take a look at the keyboard shortcuts you can use below. Sorting lists. Reorder cards the way you want. Cards can be placed in any order in a list. Sometimes you'll want to sort them by which cards are due soon or which cards are oldest. By selecting the three dots at the top right corner of a list, you open the list menu. Select Sort By and you have four options. Date created, newest first. Date created, oldest first. Card name, alphabetically. Due date. Selecting one of these will rearrange all your cards into that order. Here's how to access the Sort By option in the Actions menu. drag, drop, and paste attachments. Put your attachments exactly where you need them. We've already looked at one way to add attachments to cards, but there's an even faster way. Simply find the item you want to attach from your computer and drag it to the Browser tab where you have a Trello board open. As you drag it across the cards, you'll see the text drop files to upload. Drop the file and it will be added to the card. You can also drop the file into a list to create a new card. It will automatically share the name with the filing. Copy boards, lists, cards, and checklists. Save time by copying the work you've already done. You can copy any part of your Trello board and paste it into another board, or make a copy of the whole board. It's ideal for starting a new, similar project. Take a look at how to copy these items. To make a copy of a board, select the Show Menu button. Then scroll down and select where it says More. Finally, select Copy Board. You'll then be able to name the board and select its workspace. You'll also be able to set the visibility and copy all the cards or templates as needed. You can make a copy of a list that will appear in your current board. Select the three dots on the top right of the list, then select Copy List. Change the name and select Create List. The new list will appear to the right of the list you copied. You can drag the new list to wherever you need it in the board. The copied list will have copies of all the cards in the original list. To create a copy of a card, select it to reveal the card back. Then, scroll down to the Actions menu and select Copy. Rename the card and select which details to copy from the original. Select which board, list, and position in the list. The new card doesn't have to be in your existing board. When you are happy with the settings, select Create Card. You can also copy a checklist. When adding a checklist, select the drop-down box titled Copy Checklist From to select a checklist from any other card on that board. Once you've chosen the checklist you want, select Add and it will appear on the card. Searching. Find the info you're looking for. With so many boards, lists, and cards, your Trello might get busy. To find exactly the information you need, you can use the search feature. At the top of each board is a search bar. Simply select it and type in the keywords you're looking to find. You can search for lists, cards, members, or even other boards. As you start typing, relevant results will appear. Your results will be presented similar to the image below. Once you find the item you are searching for, select it to view it. Ready to try it yourself? Open up Trello and follow the steps below. 1. Move using arrow keys. Use your arrow keys to move around the board and find a card. 2. Press space to assign a card. On your keyboard, use the space bar to assign the card to yourself. 3. Press enter to add a label. This will open the card back, then press the L key to open the label menu. Then press a number key 1 through 0 to choose a color. Onward! You're off to a great start. Next up, we'll explore getting even more out of Trello. Exit the lesson to record your progress. Take advantage of Trello's tracking features to stay on top of your work. Watch your most important items. In Trello, you can watch boards, lists, and cards. Watching an item means Trello will notify you anytime the item changes. For example, you'll get an email when a new comment is added or a card's status changes. Watching important items helps you stay on top of your work while saving you time. Let's take a look at how it's done. How to watch a board. To watch a board, select the menu button, then select More and Watch. You'll notice the Watching button has been added. You can select this button to stop watching. How to watch a list. To watch a list, find the required list in your board. Select the 3 dots on the card front to open the menu, then select Watch. How to watch a card. To watch a card, find the required card and select it to open the card back. Scroll down to the Actions menu on the right and select Watch. A green box with a tick will be added. When you return to the board, you will see the eye icon on that card. To stop watching the card, simply open up the card again and select Watch. The green box with the tick will be gone. What are you watching? From the board view, look for the eye icons to see which items you are watching. Remember, you can always select the Watching button to stop watching any item. Notifications. When you are watching an item, you will get notifications. You can check your notifications by selecting the bell icon near the top right of any board. Trello will also send you email notifications for every item you're watching. You can change email frequency by updating the settings near the notifications box. Select the tabs below to learn what you'll be notified about. Board. When watching a board, you will be notified when a new member is added, new lists or cards are added, lists or cards are archived. List. When watching a list, you will be notified when a new card is created in that list. Cards are moved to that list. That list is archived. Card. When watching a card, you will be notified when that card is moved to a different list. Any new details are added to the list, such as due dates, checklists, labels, etc. That card is assigned to someone. That card is archived. Customize your views with Trello Premium. To access more features, try upgrading to Trello Premium. With Premium, you can customize your Trello workspace with more ways to visualize your work and dashboards. The improved views can help your team visualize what needs to get done and provide a higher level perspective to your project. Below you'll see some of the custom view options available in Trello Premium. Select the tabs below to learn about the different views in Trello Premium. Timeline. When you need to create a clear, visual plan of your work based on dates, Timeline View gives you an overview of your project and tracks the progress over time. Calendar. Determining when planned project activities should start or stop makes it easier to complete tasks. Bring clarity to project dates with the Calendar View. Calendar View displays start dates, due dates, and advanced checklist items that have due dates in one convenient place. Dashboard. Being able to quickly analyze the workload distribution or identify bottlenecks can help your project and team perform better. With the dashboard view, you can visualize key metrics like due dates, assigned cards, and cards per list. This helps keep stakeholders aligned and confidence running high. Workspace table. Sometimes you need to add another dimension to your team projects and see what's going on over multiple projects and boards. Workspace table view allows you to see cards from multiple Trello boards across your workspace. Map. Locations are an important part of planning events, launching products across geographies, or organizing work in the field. With the map view, locations can be added to cards and visualized geographically. Just like viewing cards on a board or in a calendar view, the map view adds another level of perspective to the way information can be organized and shared in Trello. Ready to try it yourself? Open up Trello and follow the steps below. 1. Choose a list. In one of your boards, find a list you would like to watch. 2. Open the List Actions menu. Select the 3 dots in the top right of the list. 3. Watch the list. Finally, select Watch. Now that you've learned how to watch items and see different views, let's take a look at advanced Trello features. Take your projects to the next level with Trello's advanced features. As you've seen, Trello is packed with features to help you improve your efficiency and productivity. But we're not done yet. We're now going to look at advanced features like Power-Ups and the Butler. Power-Ups. Power-Ups allow you to bring additional features to your boards and integrate your favorite apps right into Trello. They can pull information from outside services directly into Trello, giving you clear perspective on your favorite tools for work. There are over 100 power-ups for you to choose from. Many are free, while others have service costs that come from the third-party developers that create and maintain them. To add a power-up to your board, select the Power-Ups button from the top of the board. This will open up the tab to show you any power-ups you already have added. Selecting the Add Power-Ups button below will take you to the Power-Ups menu. Choose your power-ups. From the Power-Ups menu, you can find all the power-ups that are available. Select the icons to explore the different options. Search. If you know what you want to look for, you can type in a search term. This is useful when looking for a specific app such as Google Drive, Jira, or Confluence. Featured. These are our current featured power-ups. They are usually new ones or ones we want to share as they are helping a lot of people. Enabled. This is a way to see all the power-ups you currently have enabled. Made by Trello. These are the power-ups made by us at Trello. Some power-ups are made by the community. These are made by Trello. Categories. Looking through the categories can be a good way to get inspiration for power-ups to use. You could take a look at an area you know you need help with, or just have a browse to see if anything catches your eye. Adding power-ups. Once you've found the power-ups you want to use, add them by selecting the Add button. You'll then be guided through the steps to add it to your board. Where power-ups integrate external apps like Google Drive or Microsoft Teams, you'll need to give permission for Trello to access your details. Take a look at our top 5 power-ups below. Click here to see all available Trello power-ups. Backups for Trello. Sometimes things can go wrong on your boards. Human error can occur and items can be moved or removed by mistake. Working out what went wrong and how to undo it can take time and be confusing. Backups for Trello provides an automatic backup of your Trello data every 24 hours and secure access to those backups from the Rewind Vault. If something goes wrong, simply go back to when everything worked perfectly. Calendar. Used on over 7 million boards, the Calendar Power-Up is the most popular Trello Power-Up ever, and it's easy to see why. It puts all your due dates into one central calendar, so you can visualize your deadlines and get things done on time. Calendar brings color-coded organization to every card with a due date. It also has an export feature so you can share a board's calendar with third-party calendars. This lets you connect your personal calendar to other calendars. Never miss a deadline again. The two-way board sync power-up does exactly what it sounds like. It syncs information from a card, list, or board to other Trello boards, maximizing visibility and collaboration. It allows you to integrate workflows from a variety of other tools, delegate tasks to teammates, and give stakeholders easy visibility without the clutter of a team board. The Crumble Power-Up is an easy-to-use CRM built specifically for Trello. Using Crumble can help your business optimize its sales funnel with continuous lead position tracking, the volume of leads by source, the percentage of leads by stage, and more. With 5 customizable templates, Crumble will ensure your sales pipeline is operating at full speed. The Power-Up also supports integrations with other popular CRM and sales tools. The Hello Epics Power-Up helps you track and manage projects by creating linked groupings of cards called parent cards and children cards. This lets you nest child cards under their parent or multiple parents to create a hierarchy. Clicking on a parent card shows you how many child cards have been completed and how many are left. Drag and drop the child cards right from the parent card to edit, reorganize, or reprioritize. Link related cards, visualize dependencies and related work streams, and track your overall progress. Automate tasks with Butler. Butler is Trello's built-in tool that automates tasks and workflows on boards. You can use Butler to perform simple tasks on a single board using basic functionality like archiving cards, sorting lists, or supercharging your Trello workflow. Butler is available to all Trello accounts at no additional cost. However, it is subject to some quotas and limits. A Butler command is a single piece of automation represented as a plain sentence. Select the tabs below to learn the Butler commands available. Rules execute actions in reaction to something happening in Trello. Rules have a simple, when this, do that format. Here are some examples of rules. When a card is created in the list to do, automatically add the steps checklist. When a card is moved to list done by anyone, mark the due date as complete and remove all numbers from the card. When I have added to a card, set the due date in 5 working days and post a comment saying I got this. Card buttons automate workflows on a card level, such as adding or removing card labels and archiving cards. Here are some examples of card buttons. Assign me, join the card, add the yellow in progress label in an empty checklist named to do to the card. Completed, move the card to the list done and remove the card's due date. Send to reviewer, add member at John Smith to the card. Set the field Stage 2 in review, and post a comment that says ready for review. Board buttons automate workflows on a board level, such as reordering cards in lists or creating new lists. Here are some examples of board buttons. Monday Setup, archive all cards in the list this week and move all cards in the list last week to this week. Prioritize, sort the cards in the list doing by custom field priority descending. Shuffle pick, move 2 random cards from list backlogged to list doing. Due date commands trigger actions on a card when its due date matches a specified time. Here are some examples of due date commands. The moment a card is due, move the card to the top of the list to do and join the card. The Sunday before a card is due, move the card to the bottom of the list this week. 2 hours before a card is due, add the red label to the card. 3 days after a card is due, post a comment at board this card was due 3 days ago. Calendar commands execute actions on a regular cadence. Set up recurring commands based on a given schedule. Here are some examples of calendar commands. Every day at 8:55 a.m., sort the list backlog by due date. Every third Wednesday of the month, create a card called Planning Meeting to the list To Do and add member at John Smith to the card. Every year on the 14th of February, create a list called Valentine's Day Ideas. How to set up an automation with Butler. Automation might sound intimidating and technical, but you don't need any special experience or expertise to use it. Let's take a look at how it's done. First, select the Automation button from your board. In this example, we'll add a rule, so select Rules. Then select Add Rule and Add Trigger. This opens up this screen where you can start adding custom triggers. From here, simply select your desired actions from the list using the plus icons. You can add as many or as few triggers as you'd like. Once you've added triggers, you need to add actions. These are the actions Butler will perform when the trigger is activated. In our example, here is the trigger and action we've created. Trigger: when a card is added to the board by me action. Move the card to the top of the list, functional onboarding. Select Save and your automation is created. Now, anytime you add a card to the board, Butler will automatically move the card to the top of the list. This is a rather simple example, but Butler can do many complex automations to make your life easier. Check out this article to learn more about creating and managing Butler commands. Ready to try it yourself? Open up Trello and follow the steps below. 1. Open the Power Up menu. In one of your boards, select the Power Up button from the top. Then select Add Power Up. 2. Find a Power Up, look at the available power-ups and find one that will be useful to you. Remember, you can browse through or use the search. 3. Add Power Up. Finally, select the Add button beneath the power-up you want to add. There it is, you've added a power-up. Onward! You're making great progress. Next up, you'll get a chance to try it yourself. Exit the lesson to record your progress.